Welcome back, and if this is your first time watching, my name's Brandon, and I sell men's clothing on eBay. This is day 52 of the What Sold series, where I show you my daily eBay sales. And at the end of the video, I'll go over my net profit. Let's not waste any time, let's jump right into the sales. The first sale of the day is the Santa Cruz Skateboard Polo shirt in a men's XL. It took 20 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $12 plus shipping. Like I said last video, I won't be picking up Santa Cruz stuff going forward probably. It just doesn't sell for quite enough. So number 2 was a Carhartt button-up shirt in a men's medium. It was kind of like a gray chambray. It took 5 days to sell, and it sold for $18 plus shipping. I love selling chambray shirts from most brands. So number 3 was a Polo Ralph Lauren button-down shirt in a men's XL. This was one of the thicker cotton ones. I wouldn't necessarily call it a flannel, but it is like the weight of a flannel. It took 6 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. I think I could have gotten more for it if I would have used a better keyword about the plaid, because this is more of a unique plaid. So number 4 was a Patagonia Better sweater in a women's extra small. It took 6 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $35 plus shipping. All Patagonia Better sweaters sell well, and even in a women's extra small, still sold in 6 days for $35. So these are great to pick up. So number 5 was an Outerknown men's jacket in a size large. It took 25 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $60 plus shipping. Most Outerknown outerwear items are really good. Most of the items from the brand are pretty good, but the outerwear always does the best. So number 6 was a Rain Spooner Guy Buffett Hawaiian shirt. This one took 11 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $32 plus shipping. Most of the Guy Buffett collab Rain Spooners don't do the best. They usually have these prints of like people having like parties or drinking wine. Just like I always think of them as more like European prints, and they don't always sell the best. So $32 for one of these, I'm super happy with. So number 7 was a Dixon Flannel in a men's 2XL tall. This was one of the ones from my local buyout where I paid an average of $27 per item. This one sold in 12 days for a best offer of $35 plus shipping. So I'm probably only making a few bucks on it, but that's okay. I'm just trying to average $10 profit on all of them. So number 8 was a Carhartt T-shirt in a men's 2XL tall, and it did have a nice camo print on the front of it. It sold in 22 days for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. So number 9 was a Jams World Hawaiian shirt in a men's large. This one took 46 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $45 plus shipping. Jams World Hawaiian shirts are great and one of my favorite to sell. So number 10 was a pair of Travis Matthews golf pants in a men's 32. They took 35 days to sell, and they sold for a best offer of $25 plus shipping. The Travis Matthew golf pants are some of the best Travis Matthew items to sell. They always sell really well. These and the jackets are some of the best. Sale number 11 was another Rain Spooner Hawaiian shirt in a men's large. This one took about 8 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $25 plus shipping. This is a pretty good print. It is a little bit unique. I don't see this exact print very often, so I'm kind of surprised that it took so long to sell, but after 8 months, I'm happy to get it sold. So number 12 was a Pendleton wool flannel shirt in a men's medium. This took about 9 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $25 plus shipping. It did have some small flaws on it, which is typical with most Pendleton flannels. So I'm just happy to get sold after 9 months. So number 13 was a Hurley T-shirt in a men's XL. It was one of the Hurley Hawaii shirts, and it was also new with tags, even though the tag was like cut in half. It just took 3 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $13 plus shipping. One of the thrift stores had a bunch of brand new with tags Hurley T-shirts. I only picked up a few of them. I think they were all the Hawaii ones because I've sold some of those before and I know they do well. The other ones were just regular Hurley ones, so I left those behind because they were $5 each. So number 14 was a Tory Richard Hawaiian shirt in a men's 2XL, and this was one of the lightweight cotton lawn ones. It took about a year to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $21 plus shipping. So after a year, I'm very happy to get anything that's close to the actual listed price, because when something's been listed a year, I'm probably honestly willing to take like 50% of the listed price. So number 15 was a Kahala Hawaiian shirt. The reason that I really like this one because it was one of the Christmas prints, so I knew that it was going to do well. I also added Mele Kalikimaka because that's the Hawaiian word, I think, for Christmas. Anyways, that one sold in 9 days for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. Sale number 16 was a vintage Nike USC Trojans polo in a men's XL. This one took about 1.5 years to sell, and it sold for full price $20 plus shipping. I love getting full price sales for any items that have been listed for a long time. It's always nice, and like I said, I'd probably take 50% of the listed price, so I consider that extra money like almost some free money. Sale number 17 was a Pendleton wool flannel. This one was called the Canyon shirt, and it was one of the pearl snaps. So these are some of the best Pendletons you can find. This one sold in 2 days for full price, $50 plus shipping. Sale number 18 was a pair of Victoria's Secret pink sweats, and they were in a women's extra small. They took about 1.5 years to sell, and they sold for $5 plus shipping. I think these are an old pair of my wife's, so even though they only sold for $5, it's still pure profit. So number 19 was a vintage Pro Players Oakland Raiders sweatshirt in a men's medium. It took 10 days to sell, and it sold for full price, $33 plus shipping. So number 20 was a Viella button-down shirt in a men's XL. I've sold a few of these before. These are the cotton ones that have about 20% wool usually. This one sold in 6 months for a best offer of $25 plus shipping. This is usually right about where they sell. So number 21 was a JTH Trading Co shirt. I think it was a women's 3X. And it took 10 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. And it was also new with tags. So number 22 was an Anaheim Ducks ugly Christmas sweater in a men's large. It took 42 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $21 plus shipping. This is a great time to be selling Christmas stuff. The end of this month and all of next month, these things will be selling really well. If I held out, I bet you I could have got another $5 or $10 closer to Christmas, but I'm just happy to sell this item and move on to the next one. So number 23 was a vintage Dracula t-shirt in an adult medium. It took about 1.5 years to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $20 plus shipping. After 1.5 years, I'm just happy to get it sold. So number 24 was a Barracuda England Vans collab jacket. This sold in 1 day for a best offer of $50 plus shipping. The Vans collab ones do great. I think the just Barracuda England jackets do even better. I want to say those can sell for up to $100. They're kind of like the Harrington style, so keep an eye out for those. Let me show you guys the tag. This is what the Vans tag looked like, and then you can see that's the Barracuda logo there below it. So number 25 was a pair of Carhartt pants in a men's 36 by 34, so that's a pretty good size. They took about 5 months to sell, and they sold for a best offer of $17 plus shipping. A lot of these Carhartt pants, even if they're thick and they seem nice, they just don't sell for that much money. I know the double knee ones, the ones that are super thick around the knee, do better, but some of these more basic ones, even though they are like the thick workwear, they still just don't sell that great. So number 26 was a David Donahue dress shirt in a men's 17. This one took 29 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. This is the low end of what these David Donahue dress shirts sell for. They usually sell in the $20 to $25 range. So number 27 was a Gymshark tank top in a men's XL. This one sold in 21 days for a best offer of $13 plus shipping. Sale number 28 and the final sale of the day was this vintage Chaps Ralph Lauren sweater, and it was that terry cloth material. It took a while to sell. It took over 1.5 years to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $20 plus shipping. That's it for the sales. Let's go ahead and jump into those numbers. On October 22nd, we sold 28 items for a total gross sales of $967.42, giving us an average sale price of $34.55. I think that's our highest grossing sales day of the month and our highest total sold for the month. Definitely not our highest average sale price of the month, though. I think we had a day that was like probably $10 higher than that, like 44 something. But the selling cost and the net sales are never accurate, so let me go ahead and show you guys what the actual numbers are. The selling costs for the day were $314.72. The breakdown for that is $115.95 in eBay final value fees, $173.30 in shipping labels, and $25.47 in eBay promoted listing fees. 14 of the 28 sales, so half of them, came via promoted listings. I promote all my items at 5%, and I'm happy to pay these extra fees associated to get the extra sales. Now, if we take away the selling cost and the taxes and fees collected by eBay away from the gross sales amount, that'll give us our net sales of $608.38. We still need to take away our cost of goods. I currently use an average cost of goods of $13.21. So for 28 items, that comes to $369.88 for our total cost of goods. If we take that away from our net sales, that gives us a net profit of $238.50. I'm just happy to be back up, especially after such a low day yesterday. Yesterday we had under $50 in net profit. I'm happy to be back up over 200. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 53 of the What Sold series. Peace.